Before the video begins, I want to explain the goals, format, and context to a video named The Harvey Stare on YouTube by the creator MeatCanyon. Here we will be examining the principles of animation as it applies to a video by MeatCanyon on YouTube. To give some context, we're watching a video parody of the game Family Feud. MeatCanyon is satirizing the manner in which Steve Harvey acts when he gets an inappropriate but reasonable answer to a question. This results in Steve Harvey being dramatic in real life, and so a parody was born. Lastly, I will first show a section of the video without explanation, then I will go back and explain the animation principles at certain points. Finally, let the video begin.
My wife, Steve. My wife.
Now that we have some context, let's analyze our first clip. So the first animation principle we see everywhere in MeatCanyon's videos is exaggeration. We can see this most apparently when the family start hysterically laughing with exaggerated motions. MeatCanyon's graphics are notorious for exaggerated features, which compounds the animation exaggeration. We also see characteristics like anticipation and stretching. We can see her clenching her shoulders and bracing to pull, a pull which was rather successful, leading to the removal of her taffy-like skin, which causes it to extend beyond its original shape. Now let's seamlessly transition into our next clip. Here we see staging so fantastic that the mere existence of it made Disney remember they need to keep Mickey out of public domain. We start off with a camera angle beckoning over our little Harvey, only to see his world crumble around him, leading us to an expansive perspective below the column that anxiously pedestalizes poor Stevie. But sadly, it emphasizes his isolation like a nail sticking out above the rest. We also see a great example of follow-through brought to us by head trauma of our beloved bellboys. The follow-through seen in the now vibrating heads conveniently follows an arc, a principle that emphasizes how hard their heads are impacting while promoting a fluid animation. Our next clip will have our resilient Harvey meet his greatest head turn. Our thick-necked Harvey has appeared to get himself in some trouble in his pursuit of animation principle discovery. Lucky for us, the observant Harvey spotted some secondary actions as well, as the closest thing one can get to ease in and ease out in a MeatCanyon video. We are first greeted by a jerking, twisting motion one might use when lifting a heavy object by Mr. Papa Bell. Only the ardent Harvey can stop Papa Bell's petition to change ease in, ease out to squeeze in, squeeze out. Lucky for Sir Nex-a-Lot, Mr. Papa Bell knows how to apply the principle of ease in, ease out as we see him ominously attempt to do what one might approximate to walking. This is made apparent through the effort required by Mr. Papa Bell to walk as his wrecking ball of a bell tongue sluggishly tolls. Next, we have the worst clip of all, which has the malicious bellboys attempting to steal the lovely Harvey's attention away from us. The bellboys have rather explicit examples of secondary actions, notably when they twist their head to a different emotion in pursuit of Harvey's attention. Luckily, the expert head turner that is Harvey wasn't impressed by these feeble head rotations. This also leads to crying, as typically occurs in cases of insufficient Harvey attention. But Even with such a well-displayed secondary action, Harvey's head remains unturned. This brings Harvey to his final head turn and the conclusion of his animation discoveries.
Steve, it's almost time.
And so we are met with the end of the animation. Essentially, all of the previous principles mentioned can be reflected in this clip. In fact, many of the clips analyzed had many principles that were applicable. This is a reflection of an animator that has ingrained the principles in his animations. With MeatCanyon's grotesquely expressive style, one might think the animation would be overshadowed by the grotesque nature. However, it seems this heightens the animation's impact as it synergizes with MeatCanyon's absurdist style. While this may be an animation analysis, it's very important to see how the peripheral aspects, such as graphics and sound, can be the reason an animation is impactful. We see this throughout the video, not only with the absurd graphics, but the constant drone of bells. These bells seem totally unrelated to Family Feud until the very ending, where it is shown that this is the process our toughened Harvey goes through when a contestant's answer warrants a head turn. This lets us know the bells were simply the echoes of the scoreboard. As my final note, I'd like to say what I'd change. Firstly, I'd add more head turns and greatly reduce the graphical quality. But if I'm being honest, I wouldn't change much of anything, as I could only dream of creating such quality animation and graphics. Finn,